Today, from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, it's Week 6 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Carson Wentz and the Indianapolis Colts taking on Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Just as we were ready for air, it was the Colts emerging from the locker room to great fanfare here in Indy. They're ready to go as the Colts get set to match up with the Houston Texans. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, we take a look at the Colts. All right, time for an early game drive here as they look to hopefully set the tempo for the remainder of the game to come. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. A look at the numbers for Mack from last week. 19 carries, 85 yards, and a touchdown.
He's having a nice season, and he knows where he ranks in the league. Don't ever let a running back tell you that they don't know that. They do. So what he's doing now is lobbying the offensive coordinator all week long. Hey, how about a few more touches? He's one big game away from maybe leading the league.
Here's Mack to get it again on second down. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35. So a glance here at the key inactives. There's other reasons, but this list, one of the reasons they've been struggling some this year.
And one that they won't make excuses with, but everyone knows that this is the key reason. Without these players, it's made it very difficult for them this season. They've battled, they've scrapped, but without those guys, hard to win games.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 44-yard line. On the handoff, it's Mack. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They'll run it out of the gun with Mack. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. Now a look at Smith. Not sure exactly what happened, but he's still down. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. On the give, this is Mack. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 45 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? I mean, let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal. They'll look to run with Taylor. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Jonathan Taylor, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts take it right down and score on the opening drive. Just power football there, down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in after report like they're eligible.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. So that time the pressure got home just as he was releasing the football and caused the pick.
And what it did was it disrupted that fragile balance of the mechanics of throwing the football. You know, from the footwork to being able to actually throw it downfield. If one piece of that puzzle gets disrupted, it affects the entire chance of success.
Just inside of a minute here remaining in the first half, so the clock is becoming a factor. The offense has the football on their own side of the field. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
And 40 catches as a rookie for Michael Pittman. He overcame some early injury problems and really developed into a reliable target as the season went on. The son of a former running back, that's what he looks like after the catch.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Wentz to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Doyle. He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite powering through the tackle. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Now a 2nd down and 6. Throwing now is Wentz. Gets this to Campbell out on the right side. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. The final shot before half for Wentz. They'll find Hines out of the backfield. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. So we hit halftime here in Indianapolis with the Colts on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. From there, it's over to our nation's capital to check on the football team at home at FedEx Field. And they trail the visiting Chiefs in that one. Patrick Mahomes looking good. 2 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting LA Rams. Daniel Jones has thrown a touchdown pass. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. Now the return. Here comes Randall Cobb. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. Now they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people...
A big play coming up for this defensive unit. They're down, but just by a bit on the scoreboard. Can they get this third down stop in the third quarter? And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
A big play coming up for this defensive unit. They're down, but just by a bit on the scoreboard. Can they get this third down stop in the third quarter? And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. 87 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. So this offense looking at a 2nd and 4, the football inside the red zone. On 2nd down and 4, Wentz. This is caught, and he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the third quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitching.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Mo Alley Cox, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts add on to their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally...
This defense in need of a big stop in a tight game in the fourth quarter. Let's see if they can get that stop they need. They'll try and run for this with Mack. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
Well, they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
This defense in need of a big stop in a tight game in the fourth quarter. Let's see if they can get that stop they need. On third down, a run by Mack. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
On first down, they'll stay with Mack on the ground. On the tackle there, Lonnie Johnson.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. On second down, it's Mack. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. It's first and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. They'll run here with Mack, and he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Marlon Mack, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts might be moving closer to an elusive 2nd win of the year as they extend that 4th quarter lead.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my...
We've got an onside kick coming up. With a kicking team trailing by 5, they need to recover this football. And the Colts are going to recover the football. And that should be enough to get them home. The 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number.
So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory, and it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises, really both sides did, but they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So for Indianapolis, it's a much-needed victory as it gets them back to 2-4 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for Houston, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals.